If you want a woman to miss you badly, you need to stop acting like someone she can always have anytime. The truth is, in today's dating world, most men make the same mistake. They're available all the time, sending messages, showing up, answering calls, and chasing after her like it's a race to win her approval. That's not how attraction works. When a woman misses you, it's because you created a space in her life where you're not just a convenience, you're a presence she wants back. Missing someone isn't just about absence. It's about making her realize what she's missing. You want her thinking about you when you're not around, feeling that pull to reach out. But you have to understand something crucial. She won't miss the guy who's predictable, who's too easy to reach, or who bends over backward to keep her attention. You have to be a man who values himself enough to create mystery, confidence, and a life that doesn't revolve around her. This isn't manipulation, it's power. Power to control your own emotions, power to make her chase you instead of the other way around. The world has changed. Women have options, distractions, and ways to fill any void. If you want her to miss you badly, you have to be the one she can't replace, the one who stands out, because you don't give her everything all at once. This video will show you 7 powerful moves that make a woman miss you deeply and consistently. These aren't tricks or games, they are truths about human nature and attraction that every man should master. It's time to stop begging for attention and start owning your value. Let's get into it. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just finished section 5 in the course, and you won't find this information on videos on my channel. It's easy to access with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or click the link in the description to enroll now and improve your dating life. 1. Create space, not clinginess. If you want a woman to miss you badly, you have to create space in her life. This means pulling back and not being overly available. When you're always there, always answering her calls or texts immediately, she stops seeing you as valuable. Instead, you become predictable and replaceable. Space is the fuel for desire. It gives her room to think about you, wonder what you're doing, and feel that itch of curiosity. When she doesn't hear from you for a bit, she starts asking herself why. That's when missing you begins. Creating space doesn't mean ignoring her or playing childish games. It's about showing that your life doesn't revolve around her alone. You have your own ambitions, your own time, and your own value outside of her. When you respect your own time, she respects you more. Men who chase too hard show weakness and desperation, and that kills attraction fast. Instead, step back confidently and let her come to you. When she does, she'll be more invested, because you're no longer a given. You're a prize. Remember, absence makes the heart grow fonder isn't just a saying. It's a fact of human psychology. If you're always accessible, she never experiences the pull to reach out. Instead, she fills her attention with other things. You want her attention focused on you. So stop rushing to respond or to make plans every time she reaches out. Wait, build tension, and give her the chance to miss your presence. This also means not being needy or emotionally dependent. A man who stands strong on his own will naturally create attraction. Confidence in your independence signals value, and value is attractive. Women don't miss the guy who's desperate for her validation. They miss the man who could walk away at any moment and still be okay. The power of space lies in balance. Don't vanish for weeks and ignore her completely. That's neglect. But don't be glued to your phone waiting for her either. Set boundaries, keep your time sacred, and live your life fully. When she notices you're not always available, her mind starts working. She thinks about your conversations, your laugh, your energy. She remembers why she liked you in the first place. That's the beginning of real missing. In this modern dating world, where instant replies and constant contact are normal, creating space is revolutionary. It makes you stand out because most men fail at this. You must master the art of giving her room to miss you by being less accessible but more present when it counts. That way, you build anticipation, desire, and emotional connection without seeming desperate. Create space, hold your ground, and watch her miss you badly without even trying too hard. This is your first step to becoming the man who controls the pace of the relationship and keeps her chasing you. 2. Build a life she can't intrude on. If you want a woman to miss you badly, you have to build a life that exists outside of her world. A life that's full, busy, and compelling without depending on her presence. Too many men make the mistake of letting their entire existence revolve around a woman, especially early on. This is the fastest way to become predictable, boring, and easily replaceable. When you have your own goals, passions, and commitments, you become someone worth missing. Women are naturally drawn to men who have purpose and direction. When she sees you living your life fully, whether that means grinding at work, chasing fitness goals, or cultivating friendships, she starts to realize you're not just another option. You're a man who stands on his own 2 feet, and that kind of independence commands respect and desire. A man who has his own story is a man worth investing in. If your days are empty without her, she will never feel the pressure to miss you. She'll take your attention for granted because you're there to fill every moment. But if she knows you have commitments she can't easily break or interrupt, she'll feel your absence more strongly. She'll want to be part of that life, but she'll also realize she's not the only focus. That kind of dynamic flips the script. She chases you because your world isn't waiting on her approval. This means no constant texting, no begging for plans, and no bending your schedule just to fit hers. It means prioritizing your time around your growth and your happiness first. If you're in a gym, at work, learning new skills, or simply enjoying your freedom with friends, she notices. She senses that your life is meaningful and that you're a man who won't settle for less. That builds tension and longing, because she knows you're not desperate to fill a void. Also, building your life means creating boundaries. When she tries to pull you in too much or expects you to be her emotional crutch 24/7, you have to push back respectfully but firmly. A man who lets a woman dominate his time or emotions loses attraction. Instead, you want her to see you as balanced, strong, and in control. This encourages her to value the time she does get with you, because it's not endless or guaranteed. When you're fully engaged in your own life, you become a man who's rare and valuable. And people, including women, always miss what they can't have easily. So keep your days full, your nights busy, and your mind focused on your path. This isn't about ignoring her. It's about making your presence in her life a reward, not a routine. That's how you build the kind of connection where she misses you deeply and wants you back. In this modern world of endless distractions and options, building your own life outside of her attention is your secret weapon. Live for yourself first, and watch how that magnetic energy pulls her toward you again and again. 3. Master your communication. How you communicate with a woman shapes everything, whether she feels connected, interested, or distant. To make a woman miss you badly, your communication has to be powerful but controlled. That means saying enough to keep her intrigued, but never so much that she feels like you're always there. Words are weapons and tools, and how you use them either builds desire or destroys it. Most men fail here because they flood a woman with texts, calls, and messages. They spill every thought, every feeling, every detail of their day, thinking it will create closeness. It doesn't. Instead, it pushes her away because there's no space for mystery or emotional breathing room. When you communicate like this, you become predictable and uninteresting. She knows what to expect from you all the time, and that kills attraction. Mastering communication means being deliberate and selective with your words. Use messages to spark curiosity, not to fill silence. Say enough to remind her of your presence, but don't overexpose yourself. When you write, keep your tone confident and playful. A simple thinking about you once in a while is more effective than a paragraph explaining how much you miss her. Your messages should leave her wanting more, not overwhelmed. The timing of your communication matters just as much as the content. Don't reply instantly to every message like a man desperate for approval. Let her wait. When she wonders why you haven't responded, she starts feeling your absence, and that's where missing begins. A slow, measured reply tells her you have your own life and aren't waiting by the phone. This kind of control creates tension and interest because you're showing value with your actions. Voice tone and body language in person are equally important. When you talk to her, be present, but don't over-explain yourself or beg for her attention. Keep your confidence steady. Eye contact and calm composure show you're comfortable in your own skin, and that's magnetic. A man who talks too much or acts anxious loses the vibe that keeps her intrigued. Another key to communication is listening. When you listen well, you make her feel heard and respected without becoming needy or dependent. It's about balance, engaging deeply, but not losing your own identity in the process. Don't rush to solve every problem or fill every silence. Sometimes, less is more. The way you communicate sets the emotional temperature of the relationship. If you master this, you build anticipation and leave space for her to miss you. If you fail, you become just another guy in her inbox. Control your words. Control your timing. Control the vibe you give off. This is how you create the kind of presence that sticks in her mind, even when you're not around. That's how you make a woman miss you badly. 4. Be unpredictable, not available. Predictability kills desire. When a woman knows exactly where you are, what you're doing, and how you'll respond, there's no excitement left. To make a woman miss you badly, you need to become unpredictable. Not in a confusing or disrespectful way, but in a way that keeps her curious and engaged. Most men fall into the trap of being too available. They answer every call, drop everything when she texts, and follow a routine that she can easily anticipate. This makes them boring. Women crave the thrill of uncertainty. They want to wonder if you're busy, if you're thinking about her, or if you're doing something interesting. When you become the man she can't pin down, she starts paying attention. Being unpredictable means changing your schedule, switching up your responses, and occasionally doing something unexpected. Don't always respond immediately. Take time to reply to messages or calls, especially when you're busy. This doesn't mean ignoring her or disrespecting her time, but it means living your life fully and not being glued to your phone. When she realizes you have priorities outside of her, she values your time more. Surprise her with random gestures or messages that break the pattern. Send a text at a time she doesn't expect, or invite her out spontaneously. This kind of behavior shows that you're not a routine part of her life, but a spark that adds excitement. Women remember these moments and miss the energy you bring. Unpredictability also applies to your emotional responses. Don't always react the same way to her words or actions. Keep some emotional control and don't reveal every feeling instantly. If she notices that you're steady and balanced but occasionally switch things up, she stays intrigued. Predictability breeds boredom. Mystery builds attraction. But be careful. Unpredictability isn't about playing mind games or disrespecting her boundaries. It's about maintaining your own life, being confident, and keeping your value high. It's about refusing to be her safety net or emotional crutch all the time. When you do this, she senses you're not dependent on her validation, and that's incredibly attractive. The modern dating world is full of men who give too much too fast. Be different. Show her that your presence is a reward, not a given. Make her wonder what you're doing, who you're with, and why you're not always available. This mental space you create is where missing happens. When you master unpredictability, you control the emotional pace. She doesn't take you for granted, and she starts chasing you. That's when you become the man she can't stop thinking about. And that's how you make a woman miss you badly. 5. Stay confident, not needy. Confidence is the foundation of attraction. If you want a woman to miss you badly, you must show unwavering confidence in yourself. Confidence isn't about arrogance or bragging. It's about knowing your worth and standing firm in your value. Women are drawn to men who carry themselves with self-assurance because it signals strength and stability, qualities that create deep attraction. Most men fall into the trap of neediness, especially when they're emotionally invested in a woman. Neediness screams insecurity and desperation. It's the quickest way to push her away. When you're needy, you seek her approval constantly, respond to every text immediately, and over-explain your feelings. This behavior kills attraction and leaves no room for her to miss you. Instead, she feels burdened or suffocated. Confidence means you don't need constant validation from her. You respect yourself enough to maintain your boundaries and to not overextend emotionally or physically. You show her that your happiness isn't tied to her presence or attention. This attitude makes you a man she wants to earn, not one who begs to be loved. Confidence also means handling rejection or silence without losing your composure. If she's quiet or distant, a confident man doesn't panic or chase. He remains calm and collected, knowing that his worth doesn't depend on one woman's approval. This strength is magnetic and makes her curious about why you're so unshakable. When you are confident, your energy changes. You don't try to control or manipulate her feelings. Instead, you project a strong presence that makes her want to come closer on her own terms. Confidence invites emotional investment because it creates safety and respect. Part of confidence is also owning your flaws and being authentic. You don't pretend to be perfect or hide who you are just to impress her. A confident man is comfortable in his skin and trusts that the right woman will appreciate him for who he really is. This authenticity builds a deeper connection and makes her miss the real you when you're not around. Building confidence takes time and effort. It means focusing on your goals, improving yourself, and surrounding yourself with positive influences. It means standing up for your values and not settling for less than you deserve. When you invest in yourself, your confidence grows naturally, and so does your ability to make her miss you. In the modern dating world, confidence is your secret weapon. It separates you from the crowd of needy, desperate men. It shows her that you are a prize, not a consolation. Stay confident, hold your ground, and watch how your absence becomes something she longs for deeply. That's how you make a woman miss you badly. 6. Create emotional highs, not lows. If you want a woman to miss you badly, you have to control the emotional energy you bring into the relationship. This means focusing on creating emotional highs, moments where she feels excitement, joy, and connection, rather than emotional lows filled with drama, tension, or uncertainty. When her time with you is consistently positive and uplifting, she starts to crave those moments when you're gone. Emotional highs build attachment. When you make her laugh, surprise her, or share something meaningful, you tap into feelings that stick in her mind long after you've left. These positive memories become the anchor she returns to mentally, making your absence painful. It's simple. People miss what makes them feel good. Many men fail because they bring emotional lows into the mix, complaining, arguing, or being overly needy. These moments drain a woman emotionally and push her away. Instead of missing you, she associates your presence with stress or discomfort. This is the fastest way to kill attraction and create distance that isn't desired. Create emotional highs by being present and intentional. Focus on making your time together fun, light, and meaningful. Share stories, be playful, and genuinely listen. Show her that being with you is an escape from her daily worries, a break where she feels alive. When you consistently give this experience, she starts looking forward to your company and feeling your absence when you're gone. It also means managing conflict carefully. Disagreements will happen, but don't let them spiral into drama. Keep your emotions in check and approach tough conversations with calm and respect. A man who handles tension maturely builds emotional security, which ironically makes a woman miss him even more because she knows the relationship isn't a roller coaster of chaos. Another key part of emotional highs is mystery. Don't reveal everything about yourself all at once. Keep some stories, passions, and dreams private. Let her discover new things about you over time. This keeps the emotional experience fresh and exciting, encouraging her to miss the next piece of you she hasn't uncovered yet. Ultimately, the goal is to become a source of positive emotional energy. A man who lifts a woman up rather than weighs her down becomes unforgettable. When you make her feel good, you create a longing for more, and that's when she starts missing you badly. In the modern dating world, where drama and confusion are common, being the calm, uplifting force is powerful. It sets you apart and makes your absence felt deeply. Focus on emotional highs, minimize lows, and watch how your presence becomes a craving she can't ignore. 7. Keep your own life. One of the most powerful ways to make a woman miss you badly is to have a life that doesn't revolve around her. A man with his own purpose, goals, and passions creates natural attraction and respect. When you have your own world, you're not desperate for her attention or validation. Instead, you bring value and independence to the relationship. Too many men make the mistake of losing themselves in a woman. They cancel plans, give up hobbies, and put their entire emotional energy into trying to keep her interested. This is a losing strategy. It makes you appear weak and clingy, and women pick up on that immediately. When you don't have your own life, you become predictable and boring. There's nothing for her to miss because you're always there, always available, with no boundaries. Keeping your own life means prioritizing your goals and friendships. You work on your career, fitness, and personal growth without waiting for her approval or participation. You have hobbies that excite you and fill your time productively. When you do this, your presence becomes a reward, not a given. A woman starts noticing the quality and passion you bring to your own life and respects you more. This approach also creates healthy space between you. Absence builds desire, but only if you're not desperate or needy when you're apart. When you spend time focusing on yourself, she sees you as a strong man who isn't dependent on her. That distance naturally makes her wonder about you, miss your energy, and want to reconnect. Independence is attractive because it signals confidence and self-worth. It shows you're a man who can stand alone, and that you're choosing to be with her because you want to, not because you need to. Women are wired to respect and desire that strength. If you cling or become her emotional support all the time, you lose power and become less desirable. Keeping your own life also means setting clear boundaries. You don't bend over backward to please her or change who you are. You communicate your needs calmly and expect respect. When she sees you holding your ground, it increases her respect for you and deepens attraction. The modern dating world rewards men who balance connection with independence. When you live fully for yourself, you naturally create emotional space that makes her miss you badly. She'll think about you when you're not around because you're not just available. You're a man of substance and purpose. So invest in your life first. Chase your dreams. Build your confidence. Cultivate friendships and experiences that fulfill you. When you do this, you become irresistible. And that's how you make a woman miss you like no one else can. Making a woman miss you badly comes down to one truth. Be a man who commands respect, confidence, and independence. Show up with value, keep your emotions in check, and live a life that's worth missing. When you master unpredictability, emotional control, and personal growth, you become unforgettable. Don't chase her, make her chase you. In the modern dating world, men who hold their ground and live fully create real desire. Be that man. Your absence will speak louder than your presence ever could. That's how you make her miss you deeply and consistently. And remember, if you're serious about mastering the dating game, don't miss out on my exclusive online course. We go beyond what's covered in these videos, giving you powerful insights from the first approach to lasting attraction. It's easy to enroll with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or simply click the link in the description to secure your spot. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now and start transforming your dating life today. I want to especially appreciate you for taking your time to watch till the end of this video. I hope the video helps you improve every aspect of your relationship with women. Until next time, this is Stoic Approach to Life.